Hi guys. Miria, good evening. And welcome to today's Talk with me, Ria. Oh my god, that's so cringe. I thought I could pull it off. I thought I could sound confident saying it, but it's like yeah, this is gonna be the podcast BGM. Konbanwa. Hello, good evening everyone. Konnichiwa. Yeah. Alright, so actually like it's a me. Miria, it's only cringe if you don't commit to it. But to be fair, I honestly thought that I could think of a better title. I thought I could think of a better title. So I was content enough to say that maybe Talk with Miria is gonna be a temporary title for now. It's gonna be a temporary title for now. If I come up with something, if I come up with something cooler, then that'd be great. Anyway, hello to everyone. What is up? The ceiling. Yeah, woo, finger guns. Anyway, it's the perfect title. Thank you. But what if you don't come up with anything better? Then I guess I just really have to stick with it. I think it's just a matter of like coming up with something catchy and cool. I think it's funny. I like the title. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are sweet. Yeah. And ironically. But yeah, I guess for now that's what I'll keep, since I technically already used it for like the first title, right? So Medicast, kasi it sounds like a medical supply. It sounds like plasters. Since we're in the me territory, you could have just had something like Coffee, Tea, and Miria. No, I don't know. I'll think about that. Is the title permanent? Somehow I'll think about it. I second tempo suggestion. Okay, I'll put it to a poll so I can figure out what everyone wants. Pretend podcast title. Who knows? This might be an actual podcast in the future if I can commit to how podcasts work. 10 podcast title in talk to me. Yeah, coffee. Is it coffee, tea, or Miria, or coffee, tea, and? Oh, you're gonna have 2 drinks with me? Okay, coffee, tea, and capital me. Ria. There we go. Comment talk. Well, that comment talk only if like we're like the complete thing, you know. But it mostly just no, because you're the tea drinker and the guest probably prefers coffee. Yeah, it does sound cool. I would love that. I would love that. Coffee, tea, or me. No, it's coffee, tea, and me. Don't need to order sugar with my coffee because Mira's already see you now. What is Mira's favorite tea? It's actually Earl Grey. I love Earl Grey. Am I still gonna play near? Yeah, it's always every Sunday. Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense because like Sicolate eh. I thought it was chocolate eh. Talk to Miria sounds like okay. Maybe we can make Talk with Miria like a subtitle, like a subtitle or something. Dinner, bath, or Miria. You gotta admit the pun sounds really cool. I love leaf juice. I do. Good evening. I find that it's easier. You know how, well, I guess, you know how people usually, like, when they spend time in cafes, they usually either drink. They either have, like, coffee or tea. And I'd say it's a really nice conversational drink. Eye to eye with me. And then I zoom in, and all you can see are my pupils. Maybe for interview episodes or bits. Yeah, if we ever get to that point, I think that would be cool. Not a fan of tea, it tastes bitter. It's not for everyone, definitely. Snack with me. Everything is do something with me. Miria. I guess the pronunciation of the name really helps though. But anyway, I guess I'll look at the poll again later. I'll look at the poll again later. Exactly, that's why I always want to grab coffee, although I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee as much as well, because no, that's the one that I find bitter. But I guess it really depends on the person or what kind of blend it is. So yeah, today's topic is actually just something I just wanted to chill with, something really, really simple. Maybe talk a little bit about it. I did come up with topic interests, I guess, or like points of conversation. I actually put some planning here. I was thinking about what exactly to say, because it is a talking stream, and the focus is on me and whatever it is that I say, and not me playing a game, you know. So it's gonna be weird. Classy Miria for tea, but on work it's coffee to debuff the sleepy. The way I like my coffee is just caffeinated milk. Oh, I really like lattes though. I would definitely go for lattes. A myriad of conversations. Aw, it's quite a long name though. But yeah. Alright, so today is, I was thinking about talking about making friends, because I feel like it's such a simple thing, but there's so many things to talk about it. There's so many things to talk about the topic itself, because there are so many ways to go about it, right? Is it okay to tag you on NSFW? I mean, I'd like to see it, sure. A chat with Miria. Yeah, everything is me. Yeah, friends. We're talking about friends. Well, we don't have to talk about the friends that we have, but we can talk about the purpose and the hows of making a friend, because I feel like I could use some help in that department as well. How to friend. Yeah, how to friend. Yeah, so I did come up with some points of interest that we can talk about. So I guess what we would probably start with is how do you make friends in general, right? I think a lot of people have varying experiences about making friends, because it's not always like a hard and fast recipe to actually successfully complete it, right? A lot of people make friends in different ways, and for me personally, how I make friends is, the short answer is I don't. Because I'm always so shy and I'm afraid of reaching out to people, so there is that. But the long answer is I would really have to want to, I don't know, it's like I want to make friends, but I just don't know how. This turned sad all of a sudden. It doesn't have to be sad. I relate to the people who are introverts, because I am extremely introverted, definitely. And if there isn't a similarity with me and the person or the people that I'm gonna end up with, then there's really no chance for us to actually converse. So I think I personally have to start conversing or talking with someone, so that you know, there's something to start the conversation with. Maybe some random if you tell me a joke, I'd laugh. No matter how bad it is, or you know, like stare down your soul or whatever. yeah, it's the adopted by an extrovert kind of thing that really helps me in getting friends. Like I need someone to be the outgoing, conversationally active person, and then I will naturally just be there, be quiet, but then they keep talking to me until I'm forced to speak as well. Yeah. Extroverts usually adopt me into their friend group. I feel like that's what happened to me and some of my friends as well, because I'm the quiet person. In school and at work, I'm always like really quiet. So they're the ones that end up approaching me because they're kind of curious, like, hey, tahimik mo, you're so quiet. Do you wanna like hang out or something? Like, wow, they think I'm worth talking to. Share memes, they're instant friends if they click with it. That's true. Yeah, that's true. An extrovert adopts you and introduces you to everyone. Yeah, exactly. If they're the kind of person that actually like goes forth and introduces you, that's gonna be really embarrassing because I don't know how to socialize with people. But yeah, there has to be a reason to interact with a person, right? And if I don't think that there is a reason for us to interact, it's gonna be harder for me to reach out. But you know, yeah, it is what it is. So Miria is the kind of person who would never make friends if no one initiates the conversation with you first. Kind of. Like, the only reason I would have a chance to make friends is if we're classmates or if we're workmates, because like there's already a social circle that's already been created, and this social circle exists, which means that you will see these people so much more often compared to just passing by some random stranger on the street, right? Because there's a certain path that you both navigate. Like, being in school means constantly seeing them because you're in the same classes, or being at work means you're always going to see each other because you have to work to get paid. And you relate to the struggle of needing money, so you both have to work hard. But anyway, yeah, make the Baymax wave and say Cornelia. Yeah, even as an extrovert, it's hard to not come off as creepy unless there's a pretext for starting the conversation. That's true. There has to be like a pretty decent starting point, right? It has to be a pretty decent starting point. It shouldn't come off as really abrupt and really random unless your personality can carry it. Because if your personality can carry it, if you seem like the naturally outgoing kind of person that people gravitate towards, then yeah. It really takes some time, I think. Yeah, so I guess at that point it just becomes like a way to constantly build up your presence within others' minds. Like, they'll start to notice you at some point because you're always there and you're always being consistently there, right? If you're in class or if you're in school. So even with a cold open can be really tricky. When do you consider someone as a friend? Well, do I have that in my topic interest list? No. Okay, let's bring that up. I think that it's easy to start calling people acquaintances more than friends, cause like at least there's a certain bond, but it isn't that deep yet. I would consider you a friend if I share pictures of my pets. If I send pictures of my pets to you, that's probably when you've crossed the threshold, and that's when I trust you to see all my cute cats, you know? When you use a different personality in the wrong friend group, oops. But what if you're in a room full of Miria likes who wouldn't start conversations outside of when you have a definite topic to talk about? How would the combo start? Nope, it's just gonna be silent. If I meet myself, I know I won't talk to myself. I mean, I won't talk to that other self because I'm too shy. It really takes time. I do agree that things like this take time because you can't really rush a friendship unless you're really that powerful of a person. When something funny happens, you both laugh, then that can start a yeah. Get into an accident, like fall off the stairs accidentally and be with someone. They're gonna be like, oh no, are you okay? And then they're gonna go next to you and then like, I'll check if you're injured or whatever. wait, no, that's not friendship. That's like a really shabby rom-com opener. Or if it's me, I would laugh at you first. Familiarity and relatableness are important in making friends. Yeah, if there is something that you guys share in common, that really makes the friendship activity like all the more meaningful and all the more easier to do because you have something to talk about outside of other mundane things. Yeah. Are you good at maintaining friendships though? Like, so friends after graduation? Good question, because I don't think so. I think I'm still in touch with a few friends from high school and a few friends from college, but in general, I feel like I just gravitated away because I don't know, it's just out of sight, out of mind, right? If you don't see them, unless they're really close to you and they really mean a lot to you, you probably wouldn't think about them as much. Yeah, but and I guess that's me. I would never open it with "Would you watch VTubers?" That's so scary. But yeah, it's hard to catch up and keep up with people because I don't know if I'm gonna end up being annoying if I catch up with them, or if I send them a message and go like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I feel like they might think it's weird, huh? It's been so long since we last talked. Why is she sending me a message now? Is she like an insurance agent? Is this a pyramid scheme? That's why I never talk to anyone ever again. They're probably gonna think it's so weird. Yeah. Lack of proximity can make keeping people in mind tricky, though. From experience, there are those friends that you see after a decade and it's like no time has passed. Those are the kinds of friends you would love to keep. But yeah, relationships are really hard in general. I find that keeping the pace with things is a really tricky thing to master, and personally I feel like that's something I'm not very good at yet. Usually those story mas madali over DMing them. Well, unfortunately, even I don't like do reels or stories or my days. So there's really nothing to catch up on. 5K mo gawin nating 5K ko. Yeah, I think that's what it seems like. If you try to catch up with someone you haven't like interacted with in a long time, there's a preconceived notion that, oh, what do they want from me? Why are they suddenly talking to me right now? It's so weird. Not fond of this SOCMED stuff? Yeah. Well, to be fair, social media does have its perks. Like, I feel like it helped facilitate a lot of relationships as well. I mean, not just like, you know, lovey-dovey relationships, but even just regular friendships. Because I feel like with how easy it is to actually communicate with people through social media, and I guess the most popular ones for us is probably Discord. It's easy to hop into a server, find people who share the same interests because you're in the same server, and at some point things just click, you know? Things just start clicking. Hello, welcome to Talk with Miria, which will soon be called Coffee, Tea, and Me, Ria. Yeah. What do you think about online friends? Are they real friends? It's really dependent on what you gauge as a meter for deciding friendship. But personally, I don't think there's any real reason to say that online friends are not real friends, because you know, they're people you interact with, they're people you talk to, and at some point they might be people that you trust. And I think trust is a very important part of friendships, because, well, you wouldn't want to go to someone you don't particularly like having around, or you trust yourself with, especially if it's talking about really particular stuff. Yeah, sometimes one concern of being a friend is if you're gonna in a good standing in your life or have a title. I don't know if people only talk to me because I'm a friend, or just because, well, I'm not sure. I don't think I have a similar experience with that, because I don't think I've reached that far in life yet. Do you really need social media to have friends? I don't think so, but it does help if you really utilize it. If you really utilize it as much, right? But it's really dependent on how you use it. If you really just use it to catch up with friends and current friends and family, then sure. But if you use like a server hopping on Discord as a means to meet new people, then good power to you. If it's been a long time and I want to bond with my friends, I tell them, uy, gala naman tayo. Oh, well, I think that sounds more neutral. That's true. The sad part about catching up with my age is that uy, may anak ka na. Yeah, SOCMED is more like updates and there's interactions, which is more bonding. Discord helps with friends for sure. I felt online friends are real friends, to be honest, especially if it's been years. I really don't like the distinction or people saying that online friends aren't real friends, or people on the internet aren't your friends. Because like, I'm pretty sure there have been some meaningful relationships that have been forged just by being on the internet. High school friends, you go tambay. It's really hard to trust people I met online, but when you're anonymous, it's also easier to tell other people your secrets online. I guess that's true though, but at some point, it really just boils down to how you interpret your relationships with others. If you know how to use it, definitely. Keeping life off of social media after realizing it's not really needed, peace of mind. Yeah, I used to be the kind of person that shared a lot of things. Like pictures of what I eat, pictures of places I've been to. And I realized that at some point, like, oh, nobody really cares about what I do. So I just stopped. It's not really because people bothered me about it, but it's really just like, this is so mundane. Why do I keep doing this? I never really understood why people make that distinction, going even so far as sneering at thought. Like, I don't know. If it's something that makes people happy, like making friends online, I don't think it's something to scoff at. Trust talaga. Madali ako mag-trust, pero pag may cracks na on that trust, I easily think twice naman. One reason I have walls here is where I put a person. That makes sense. You kind of like categorize the people that you meet. Without online friends, I wouldn't even be here. It's very easy to fall out of touch with online friends. I've had a lot of them that I would spend like thousands of hours with from playing with them daily, but the moment real life hits, they can just vanish. And that's true. I feel like it really depends if like you're also having them around and in a different context. Because like you could be spending thousands of hours of game time with them in an MMO or something. But if your interactions are limited to just an MMO context, then I guess the disappearing thing when real life happens really does, you know, put a barrier on that. If you share those now, I'm sure a lot more people would be interested. Like what I had for breakfast, what I had for lunch, and what I had for dinner. I don't take pictures anymore though. I guess that's one of the things that I ended up growing off of. Or rather, like, that's one activity I never really do anymore. Like, I used to always take, like, maybe 10 minutes to take photos of what I'm eating before I even eat it. So the food actually starts cooling down. And the moment I eat it, it's just, like, a little bit lukewarm. The word friend is way too vague to categorize the complex mechanisms of human relationships. And I would say that that is actually true, because you have breakfast friends, you have gaming friends, you have school friends, you have work friends, you have friends for life, you have best friends forever, stuff like that. It really depends on, I guess, on what category you would place your friend in, or what what you have that certain friend for, right? Would you say that you have an easier time making friends online than you do IRL? I'm not sure. I think it's easier for me to make friends online because, again, I'm gonna bring up this example: Discord server hopping. I join a server because the server is about a thing that I really like, for example, maybe an anime or something, or maybe like a video game, and I join in and there's a general chat there and I just start talking to people, or if anything, I just share about my experiences about the certain topic, like a game, and then people more or less can relate because we're in the same circle of interest, right? Because I like this game, you like this game, then there's already something to start talking about. So at some point, it becomes easier to forge a relationship from there. Like it's easier for me to make friends with people who play, for example, Final Fantasy 14, because we play the same things, we complain about the same things. So like there's already a bond that forms, you know, between people because of the similarities in things that you like and dislike, just by virtue of sharing one common thing, which is a game. It's easier for me to find common interests with people online because you can easily compartmentalize, categorize people based on their interests online, because it's easier to make a server about a certain topic compared to IRL when you only have like their first impressions to gauge how they are as a person, and I feel like that's more difficult to navigate through. Step one of forming bonds is actually finding something to bond over, because if you don't really have anything that bonds you together, or anything that makes you talk about a certain thing together, then there's really no chance for an interaction to happen. I have no friends for almost 5 years now. Should I start looking now? It really depends if you want friends. You shouldn't feel pressured to make friends just because you see other people having friends, you know? Is it toxic to make friends over disliking the same thing? I say it's highly dependent though. It's highly dependent because there are so many things you can discover over disliking the same thing. Oh, maybe you dislike the same teacher or something, as an example. I'm sure there are two ways it could go about. One is you really only bond over the negative trait or the negative influence of one thing, and it could be a really bad quote-unquote friendship because what you're exposed to are the negative thoughts and not really any processing about those negative thoughts. But if it's a friendship that emerges from that, like a mutual suffering or an understanding of pain, and then you get to know each other in a way that helps you empathize, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. It's really not about forming a bond over something that it's not really about forming a bond over something that you both hate, but rather you still have a common ground, and how you progress through that friendship is entirely up to you. Where you take that friendship is entirely up to you, because you're in charge of talking about things you feel comfortable talking about, and what they're gonna do with that information is basically respond and react to it. Right? And how they respond to it, you have to be a good judge of character to see if this person is something you want to keep in someone that you want to keep in your life, right? Because they might inherently be bad people at the very start, and you really have to I think it's more ideal to keep friendships that give you peace of mind rather than friendships that make you foster doubt. Yeah. I just want to know though, how many people here who consider online friends as real friends have actually met them IRL? But I'm gonna be honest, online chatting and humor are so different from that. That's true. But I don't know, I'll pretty much laugh at everything. So my IRL and online humor is basically the same. But I have met a lot of friends from online IRL, and when I say a lot, maybe like 5 people. It was a D&D group, basically. I started playing D&D online, and what happened was we wanted to try an IRL game. So instead of just playing on an online tabletop, we really ended up just meeting out at a board game cafe, and we started playing Dungeons and Dragons together. And it was weird at first because of course we weren't familiar with what people looked like, but at some point it started blending in together. I was able to see how they manage their humor from online to IRL, and it kind of just clicks after a while, because even if you're meeting each other for the first time, there's already a previous bond that's been shared. Undergoing same difficulties does form good ties, the feeling of having a shoulder to rely on. Never met any IRL. To me, online friends is only meme sharing friends. It's okay. You have to, it's up to you to decide what kind of friends your friends are, if they're online or IRL. And no one can really judge you for that, because that's how you keep your peace of mind, right? I consider online friends as real friends, but they have recently turned into frenemies. Oh no! Step 1, be a decently behaved human being who can read the mood in the room. That's true though. Most of the time, the people who I find bothersome are people who don't know how to read the room. And I think reading the room is actually like a very difficult thing. A very difficult thing to learn. Personally, I feel like I don't know how to read the room properly either. Or maybe I overthink, or maybe I overread the room, but personally, I try to be as aware, as much aware as possible, because I don't want to overstep my boundaries, or I don't want to cross any lines. or something, or I just don't want to come off as really weird to people. So I guess that has also influenced me being very careful when I talk to others. So there's that. I do think it comes from experience, but if you don't really experience a lot of opportunities to just vibe with people and see how things go in a room, then you're gonna have a difficult time. Playing D&D is a kind of cool way to meet new friends. Yeah, I'd say it's a really interesting way to meet people, because at least these are people that you bond over by being nerds together. People I first met online actually lives in the same city and eventually became close friends. It was an MMO. Reading the room is a skill that takes a lot of practice. That's true. I personally cannot say that I'm good at it either. Like tiptoeing on ice, it's hard to gauge how well you'll vibe with others until you test it. But when are you gonna stop yourself from interacting with them just because you're shy, and when are you actually gonna take the plunge? So yeah, it's different for everyone. My experience with meeting friends in the VTubing scene was pretty good. Of course, that'll depend. Yeah, it really depends, because people you do meet online are only showing the facets of them that they want to show, or the persona that they want people to see them as. So it really depends. But in general, I do think that people are always... I think this is my flaw as a person. I always assume that everyone has good intentions. I always think that people are always good people unless proven otherwise. Yeah. Some people don't consider online friends real unless they meet them IRL. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Because this is how you keep peace with yourself. You don't have to force yourself to accept them as real friends if that's something that you're not comfortable juggling as an idea, right? How long till you stop using their online handle and start using their real names? I don't know. I don't call my online friends by their real names either, because it just sounds so weird and off. Unless it's their real name that's their online name, then no thanks. I just call them by their IGNs or whatever. Also, good evening to the people who have just arrived. We are talking about making friends, and right now we're at the cusp of discussing whether online friends are real friends or not. I think that's okay as long as you're able to spot the sketch early, though. I found it's pretty bad to always be distrusting since you end up losing on a lot of opportunities. I think so too, because there are always plenty of times for you to try out emerging from your shell. But if you find yourself being held back, then are you really not gonna provide yourself a chance to actually do this, right? As an overthinker, making new friends, especially online, for me is hard too. Yeah, I know. One thing that I found really difficult when interacting with people online is that unless I'm in a voice call with them, unless I'm in a voice call with a group of friends, unless you're really familiar with their personality and how they type, just reading things from the get-go, reading things on chat is really difficult. Like, do they mean this in a sarcastic way, or do they mean this in a sincere way? Are they kind of joking when they're saying this, or are they serious? And it's hard to tell, because like, even if you smash like a lot of emojis onto a message, for example, it's not the same compared to when you're actually hearing them, because there are some nuances that you hear from the tone of voice, and at the same time it's also different when you're actually seeing them, because seeing them provides you another edge to understand them, which is gonna be nonverbal communication, like their body language, the way their eyes move around, if they tilt their shoulders backwards or forwards, or their backs hunched, stuff like that. It really makes you a little bit more perceptive about how people are generally when it comes to body language and behavior. Learning when to make seeing it properly in convos, especially with strangers who you want to befriend. I've never tried that yet. What is that? Similar flaw, intrinsic kindness of humanity. I've come to start learning when to doubt. Oh no, it's okay. Sometimes reality does hit hard. It's gonna be real awkward for others to call me by my online name, though. I realize that. I'm meeting some online gamer buddies for the first time at a board game night. Gonna be fun. Good luck with that. I hope it's gonna be fun. There's this thin line where they are either friends or people who I'm just cool with. How do you differentiate that? I've joined RP communities before. Sometimes people call me by my OC's name and maybe RL doesn't bother me though. Overthinking sucks. I agree with you on that. That's why I reply with a lol or a haha. What if the lols or the hahas are meant to be sarcastic though? Or I don't know, you just append them just because it's part of your speaking style. I don't know. My online friend is my best friend now. Only met him 2 times IRL for a couple of hours. Met the dude in the comments of some stupid tour on a local tracker, but over being weirdos. Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. I'm glad you guys are friends. It sounds like a really chance meeting. Overthinking is definitely like one of the biggest barriers you can come across because you're always trying to calculate how people will react to the way that you approach or interact with them. I'm only called by my handle name for years now. It's basically stuck as a nickname. No, one example. I know order was a Jollibee Boy Basta 69. Here's why emotes are amazing. Hey, you can also use emotes in a sarcastic way, I think. Yeah, you can always talk about these things with emojis and stuff like that, and it still comes off as like, oh, you know what a very popular example of using an emoji is, but you can't tell if people are mad, is if they use this one. If they use this one, like the smiley face, just the regular ass smiley face, like that emoji has traumatized me. Like it's it's like, do you seriously smile at this, or are you just you know, are you just like so tired of me now that you just want? Yeah, it has like a lot of pent up feelings behind it. I can't tell. That's why I usually don't really like it. It's very mysterious. It's like the smile that hides a lot of things. I'm okay with online friends using my handle because when people use my real name in public, 3 other people look towards them in confusion. Whoa. Yeah, that thing used to be a regular emote, but now it's like it has so many deeper meanings. I seriously smile like that. It looks like it's a very cold smile, not gonna lie. Hi, it's so nice to meet you. You're such a great friend. I wish you all the best. Hey, we need to talk. And then you see the smiley face there. Yo, okay, that's something that actually gives me like makes me worried, like anxiety. Like, why? What do we need to talk about? Why do you have to smile like that? I was like, I don't know. Yeah, that's the most common example that I can give when it comes to like making it seem like happy or positive emojis might mean something else. There's a war in Basing say there is no combat in your D&D sessions. Another anxiety-inducing message is, hey, do you have a minute, when their usual messages are memes. Okay, I guess that's... If you notice a tonal shift in their voice or the way that they speak, then it probably means that something is up. But what I really find difficult is... What I really find difficult is when people say, hey, and they don't tell me what they want right off the bat, like right on the get-go, like, hey, they don't even follow it up with anything. They have to wait for me to reply, and like I find that it's really difficult to respond to that because I always end up overthinking, like, what does this person want with me? Is it just like a normal, is this gonna be like a normal chit-chat thing, or am I in trouble? Am I supposed to come up with something like, hey, huh? Or like if they say my name, it's just Miria, and then that's the only message they leave, and you only see it after a few hours, and then you look at it and you think about, huh, what did I miss out on? Yeah. Sometimes I'll just ignore the hey until they say something. Like, fair, because like they're not giving you context as to what you're supposed to be expecting. Like I have no idea what you want from me. I would honestly prefer it if people would tell me what they want on right right off the bat. Like, maybe you can say, hey, I want to talk to you about insert topic here. Just so that I can mentally prepare myself, you know, because I don't particularly like being caught off guard. Opening sentences are very important. If you're tired, please do go rest. Big fan. Thank you. The most irritating one is when they say, hey, and wait for you to reply before continuing. Yeah, it's really difficult because if you don't have any idea what they want, then it's hard to prepare yourself. What if you get caught off guard? So, personally speaking, I would prefer messages that contain everything that I need to formulate a response and not just like me saying, hey, back. There's also the repeating letters at the end of the word that makes everything feel casual. Like, yeah, I like prolonging my sentences. Or like, I like extending the word with an additional letter at the end. Like, just so that it sounds friendly. I think that sounds friendly. I usually just reply with a question mark. Okay, very cold and calculating response, but I think it makes sense. Because at least it's like, you're not putting too much effort. It's like sending a question mark sounds like you're just like raising a brow at them. When your online friend uses your IRL name as an that's scary. Miria, yeah, K or keep me posted. What? Yeah, I like making the atmosphere a lot more positive or happier if I just like do cutesy like hello there or like I add smileys. Like I don't use the single parenthesis smiley. I use the one with two mouths. Yeah. Don't have much IRL best friend to talk about VTubers with, which would be nice to have one online. Yeah, that's why you guys have the fan server, right? And the post-Soviet space smiley face have mutated to lose the eyes and gain extra mouths. When there are more than two instances of these, it starts to get really unsettling. I've been guilty of starting messages with just their names, but I now make it a point with a quick summary of what I'm about to do or ask them about X. Hello, are you available right now at work? It's the most passive-aggressive shit ever. Do you really need to talk to me in real time? Okay, here's the thing, okay? Personally, okay, and I've noticed that this is something I end up doing when I'm talking or messaging people. I always break my messages down into like 2 or 3 words per pressing enter. Like my messages are gonna for example, if I'm sending ELAINE a message on Discord, she's probably gonna see like 7 or 8 notifs in one go. But it's really just one thought. It's really just one thought because I just end up breaking like ELAINE and then alam mo ba, and then blah 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 and then enter and then blah 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 and then enter. It's like it comes off as spam because like I always keep like breaking my sentences down, and I know it's annoying, but it's just really hard to not like press enter. it's yeah, yung pa isa-isa. That's one thing that I know. Oh my god, you're one of those people. No. It's phrases instead of words. Hey, to be fair, I make sure it's like at least 2 or 3 words before I press enter. Oh, because I always send messages like that, right? Like I send a multitude of messages. Akala mo sobrang dami kong sinasabi, but I'm really just saying one thing, and then broken down lang yung message ko per word. If you see me typing something extremely long. If you see me typing something extremely long and extremely connected, that probably means you ticked me off or something. Like you've struck a nerve. Good evening to everyone who's just arrived. Currently we are talking about communication in various spaces. My sister does that and then with my phone blocking her number for suspected spam. If I'm excited, I type everything broken down, yeah. I'm sorry. It does feel more conversational. Because like I don't really speak in complete sentences most of the time. I'm like, hey, and then I'm gonna laugh and like, yeah, and it always gets broken down at some point. Imagine doing that on Twitter. Oh god, Twitter would be a really messy place if that were the case. I honestly prefer that way because it's easier to understand. Mira Cometa is typing for over an hour. Oh no! Oh my god, that's another thing. Like if I see someone typing for a prolonged period of time, it's either they just smash their face onto the keyboard and they forgot about it. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna forget about smashing your face into the keyboard. Maybe you fell asleep on your keyboard, but most of the time they're really typing something really long. Like, are you okay? Do you need some help? This person is typing for about 2 minutes sabay. Ang message lang is K. Broken down messages are easier to read. Thank you. I feel supported. I feel appreciated. But I'm sorry for the people who think it's really annoying. Sometimes I think it's annoying too. But it is what it is. Now that you mention it, I might have accidentally given off an impression that I'm pissed because of my long messages. I'm sorry to those people. It's okay. People interpret things differently. I interpret things differently. You guys probably interpret things differently as well. Yeah. Nice topic we got here. I wanted to talk about something simple and easy, but I feel like I've only brought up one topic of interest at this point, and now I haven't gone back to my notepad file yet. Longer messages cause anxiety to the person waiting. Yeah, if you're waiting for like a really, really long time. If people see long paragraphs, they aren't gonna read it. My attention span is very limited. What's worse is you see their DM window having the is typing note, if that it stops and it starts again. Yeah, it's like they have to pause their train of thought. Like, just press enter, please. Happened to me a couple of times. Yeah, I guess. So yeah, I guess people perceive messages differently as well, especially in a variety of online communication. Like if you're posting in a discussion board, like I don't know, your learning management system, if you're still studying, they usually have forums there, right? I don't think people would appreciate if you if you type broken messages for each post. Good thing the reply to a specific message function helps with the broken messages. I'm the kind of person, like I have friends I constantly talk to on both Facebook and then on Discord, and sometimes even on Twitter if I'm really like I like sharing things a lot. Like if I see a post on Facebook, for example, and it's really funny, I would always send it on Messenger, and then the memes usually go on Discord, and then funny tweets on Twitter I just share to a Twitter user, right? And my friends and I would always like have 3 simultaneous discussions going on at the same time. Okay, that's what simultaneous means. But like, yeah, I'd always have like conversations like that. Like we're talking about something serious on, say, Messenger, and then I'm sending memes over on Discord and we laugh about it. And then I saw a really cool tweet on Twitter and then I'll send it to them too. And then we're gonna start discussing it as well. It's like, how do I have enough brain power to sustain 3 different conversations that are happening at the same time with the same person? It's so weird. I don't know. But it happens. Like I think I can categorize emotions based on which social media app I'm using. I think that's something I can do. I feel like it's something I can do. He typed a really long reply. Would the active chat have a dozen of replies or something that changes the direction of the combo? I'm not sure. I prefer reading long messages than short consecutive messages. Like I'm still reading the last message and dang. Oh, Discord is really notorious for that, especially if you're not on like do not disturb. You hear the Discord notif sound repeatedly. Sometimes there are 3 combos with one person that on the same platform taking turns. That's true too. That's why you have like the reply function now. I think that's the best function that people have implemented so far in messaging platforms. Cause like sometimes it gets really confusing if I'm not pointing out what I'm responding to. Separating your personalities by the different social media. Yeah, definitely. Multi-core thread processing. Sometimes I think my brain is powerful, but at the same time I don't think so. Yeah. I guess that's, yeah. So end thought for this topic of interest is that social media really helps with communication skills, I guess, to some degree. It's not the same with IRL communication, but it's something. It's definitely something. All right. Have you ever replied to a message without coding it and you find out it's already been covered up by a bunch of new messages? Well, yeah. Then you don't really know what you really responded to and it doesn't make sense. How does Discord work? It's kind of like making Facebook groups, but you talk simultaneously in that Facebook group, I guess. It's really just a messaging app, but you get to bond over things, and there's a lot more functionality than other messaging apps, I guess. Yeah. I think categorizing broken messages from from work to personal is a really important thing. If it happens in work, yeah, I do agree that it might be annoying. Yeah. Okay. So that was actually the only topic that I brought up earlier was how do you make friends in general, and I'm like, okay, I think we've covered that. What we've decided on making friends in general is like generally talking to them and approaching them. We've talked about online versus offline friends, or like IRL friends. So I guess, like, I don't know, I guess it's time to, this is a second topic of interest that I wanted to talk about. Like, how difficult is it to make a good first impression? Because I personally feel like making a first impression is, I don't know, important. I think it's important, right? If you really want to have an impact on someone, so that they remember you, so that they kind of think about you a little bit more. But I don't know how to make a good first impression. I can tell you a really corny joke and it's make or break at some point. Like, if you like bad jokes like I do, if you like punny stuff like I do, then we'd instantly click as friends. Like, if you laugh at my joke, I think we could be good friends. But then there are some people who hate corny jokes, who hate puns and stuff like that. Then that means it's gonna be difficult. It's not like it's impossible to be friends with you, but then you'd break my heart. Also, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Friendship is a gacha. A good first impression trick I always found to work is to treat them to milk tea or Starbucks coffee. How many friends have I made over coffee or tea? I feel like I've only ever done it when in study groups with people in class. Yeah. Like I guess it helps because there's free food. I would never say no to free food or free drinks. If they hate puns, then that means they don't deserve you. It's definitely even better if the other person plays into your joke or completes it. Like, yo, if we have the same sense of humor, like, that's automatically 100% in my book. Let's go. You're so funny, huh? Yeah, if they tell you you're funny, I'd be happy enough with that. Kahit yun na lang. Friendship is a gacha, and unfortunately, they're unlucky to get me. I like those jokes, but I sandbag the joke or sarcastically reply. I guess it depends on how sarcastically it is. If you're really like I think some people can tell, like, if your sarcasm is meant to be funny, or if your sarcasm is meant to like play with the joke instead of like actually like making them feel bad about it. So there's a certain sense that some people have if they can tell if the sarcasm is part of it. Yeah. Walang basagan ng trip. First impressions would also depend on how you meet and other stuff other than just the people involved. Sometimes you find someone to get along with better when it's a more casual place. It's true. If it's a formal situation, like maybe like a school event or something, then I think it's much more difficult that way, because you're always expected to be at your tip-top behavior, your best behavior in more formal events. So you can't really expose yourself as a cringe, pun-loving person like me. Alam, basta ka ng triplet siya, masakit ba ulo mo? Bakit may toyo ka ba? If they're in that kind of mood, they should just stay indoors. Half the joke is in the delivery. Even a mildly funny one can be hilarious if said in a certain way. Minsan talaga yung tao nagdadala. Like me! Like me! I'm funny! I think. Yeah. I find first impressions to be inconsistent, so I don't really care too much about it. Yeah, for some people, first impressions really matter. But for some other people, they can forgive a first impression and probably change their mind after a while. Oh no, sure, sweetie, you are funny. And then it's the smiley. It's the smiley, the scary smiley. No. But yeah, for some people, like, first impressions are the make or break when it comes to making friends. Like, it kind of dictates if you really want to interact with this person in the future or in the long run. But there are some people that can look past a failed first impression. Like, maybe you made a fool out of yourself because you kind of embarrassed yourself with a mistake or whatever, or just in general something bad, and they thought you were cringy to be with, or they thought that you're not worth it. But after a while, some people, all right, I'm not saying everyone, but some people can change. Some people can change their minds about it, right? It's not a forever thought about you. It's not like you're completely branded as this kind of person afterwards. But of course, some people are stubborn and hard-headed, so it really depends. It really depends. Like, I think the first impression a lot of people had with me in high school was like, uy, alam mo, akala ko talaga maldita ka. And then I'd laugh at them like, huh? I totally don't seem like it. Maybe it's because, like, I don't really talk to a lot of people, or I don't really joke around with people. But I personally wouldn't just joke around with people if I'm not close to them. But if we're like really friends, then I'm a goofball. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first impressions don't really last. They make an impact at some point, but it's not forever. And I'm glad to have changed their minds, because, like, I really am not maldita. I'd like to think I can barely keep the pace over being masungit. I think magiging masungit lang ako if talagang ginagago niyo ko. But that's never happened to me before. I don't think I've experienced a point in my life where I had to actively be masungit to someone just because they were pissing me off. I'm often forgiving them when the first impression is bad. I just think that maybe it was a bad day, or I just misinterpreted their vibe or something. People thought masungit ako. My classmates had a good first impression about me. They made me class president. Wow, they thought you're responsible. People will change once they get to know you. Yeah, that's true, because you're not showing your true self. You're not showing how you really are as a person, because, like, that means actually trusting them to accept who you are, right? And you're not gonna go revealing the truth about that right off the bat. It's gonna take some time. So you show them the prim and proper, the well-behaved version of yourself, so that they can like you, and then after a while you can just be like me. You know, yeah, I'm wondering though, because, like, I'm pretty sure you guys watched my debut video. I'm pretty sure you guys watched my debut video, and I'm pretty sure, like, I think I haven't really watched the debut video ever since it happened, right? But, like, I'd like to think that the way I held myself there was like, oh, she's so prim, she's so proper, she's so well mannered, and mommy, what? But then you see me right now, and you see me and you interact with me right now, and she's like, I personally think I feel like a bro at some point. Like, debut Miria was like, ma'am, blush face, mommy. And then me right now is just like Tawanan niyo ako nali, I'm funny. Yeah, bro Miria. Exactly. I do like this more than the debut. Yeah, I'm like the very, very girl next door vibe, I think. I'm the supportive ate. I'm the clumsy supportive ate. But at least it's more relaxed. I mean, I can still do the voice. It's not really difficult for me to do the voice thingy, but I yeah, it's more comfy. Debut Miria was second favorite, but present Miria is now prime Oshi material. I'm the childhood friend archetype, girl next door, the last person you'd think of to be the love interest. Miria was the OL office lady back then. Now she's the pawn dorky bro. Bro Miria and occasional mommy Miria. Yeah, see, first impressions really do change. I feel like the people who watch my streams but never watch my debut video will probably get hit with a whiplash if you watch it right now. Like, if you know me as me right now and you watch the almost a year old debut video, it's gonna be so different. And I personally feel like if I go watch it at some point, which I probably will, maybe to celebrate a year of debuting ever since, I think I would cry. I think I would say, I don't know this person. Why are they acting like this? Yeah. Debut stream rewatch. Yeah, I do intend on doing that. I do intend on doing that because like there's really a drastic difference, I think. When I debuted, I was 5'9", but then my height got slashed. Now I'm like 4'9" or something. Miria was the crush ng bayan at first, then became dude para chong ng bayan. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are gonna see me cringe at my past self, but as I would like to believe, cringing at what you were before means that you have changed as a person now. Whether it is for the better or the worse, then it really depends. I will react to my debut. Give me until December. It's December 7. December 7 was our debut. Oh man, I'm scared. Personally, honestly, very scared. But yeah, okay, that's one example of first impressions changing, especially if you've known them for like a while. Imagine the people who only watched Miria's debut coming back today. They'd be like, wow, Miria, nagbago ka na. I was like, to be very fair though, it was a very gradual change. I'd like to think. Like, it wasn't like I was very ladylike when it was debut, and the next stream was like Burat dagulan. And like, garapala na lang. It wasn't like that. It was like a very gradual shift or changing character. Yeah, it's character development, but it wasn't like sudden or whatever. Debut Miria's mommy. Miria's now your son calls me bro too. Yeah. Nagsimula talaga yun sa sabon. Oh no. But yeah, that is the drastic difference that we have experienced so far, like right now. Alright. So I guess that pretty much answers the first impressions part at this point. Miria was very OL is office lady, right? Office lady like till April. Then a slow change to dork to bro. Yeah. At least it wasn't sudden. It would have been like a cognitive dissonance if it were really sudden, you know. And I personally think that it's a lot more comfortable now. It's a lot more comfortable now to just be here, stream. Like I wouldn't say that I was completely different back then, but I've grown from it, and I can still be that if you want me to be. Right? But it's fine. Yeah. So people change. That is a thing that we can accept, right? People change depending on the cards they're dealt with, and how we react to it is entirely up to us. An office lady RP would be blush. Guys, I'm 1 hour late. No, it's okay, it's okay. Welcome to the stream. Nung umiyak siya sa Rhythm Doctor stream, doon nagbago lahat. What? No, iniyakan ko yung aircon? No. Oh no! The fan incident. It's either the biting, the height, the donut, or Sunday iyakan sessions where Miria started changing. I felt really, really vulnerable back then. Man. The electric fan incident. No! I like how some people were like, oh, that incident. Like, ah. I do remember that though. Yeah. I like to think I'll start with Replicant, but I started Replicant at the first ever like week of streaming, so yeah. Tapos may siya nandun ka, it's just a fan. I'm new here, time to dig up the lore. Okay, what basically happened there was I was playing a rhythm game on stream, and actually I don't even fucking know why I started crying at this point. I think it was because it was really hot and I talked about not having an air conditioner, and then like I actually don't really remember anymore. I know I was like really, really scared and stuff. That's why I started crying, and I didn't want to disappoint people. It was hard to breathe because it was so hot, and I was like in a really, really small room. That was before I even moved out, so yeah. Oh yeah, I was worried about the fan being heard. Okay, yeah, I remember now. Oh, fetus Miria. Yeah. You should go back. It sounds funny. I'll try to dig it up as well. I probably would want to rewatch that. Yeah. Yeah, that's how Miria lore happened. Sana ventilated ka na ngayon though. I am. I moved to a new place to be closer to my full-time job. I have more breathing room. You had the fan on because you were concerned with us hearing the fan, but we said to turn it on anyway. Oh, this is naiyak ako kasi like, oh, you guys are so sweet. I thought you guys were gonna be mad kasi like, alam mo yun, that was way before. That was when I still had like the really, really weird, crappy mic, and all of the sounds could be heard. Everything like basketball noises and dogs barking in the background and tricycle vroom vrooms every single time back then. Like I was those were the things that I was always so afraid of, and I didn't want to add to that. So I refused to turn my fan on because it might mess up with the audio. Yeah. Things are so different back then, but it's a lot better now. Yeah, the new mic also helped at some point, but it can still pick up dogs from the outside world. But at least, you know, that reminds me of the legendary Not Mirror stream. But with the AC, yeah, guys, I was able to buy my aircon because of you guys, because of your support. So like a lot of the things right now that I have are really because you guys support me. So yeah, I do miss you saying vroom vroom every now and then. Oh yeah, I don't do that anymore because I don't hear any more tricycles around. I don't go vroom vroom just to mask the real vroom vroom sound. And the arfar and the yeah. A lot of things have changed. Armani gave Miria and aircon the power chat. You guys giving super chats and being members also help me get a better table. So like that's another thing. Found you and became a member after you moved, but I guess the street noises is just part of the PHTuber experience. Yeah, it is. But I guess some people have better like sound control than others. But yeah. See how very different things are now compared to before. But I think it's a good thing. I'd like to think it's really a good thing. At least there aren't any gunshots. That's really dangerous, bosso. I would never want to hear those in the background. Okay, next time may chicken noises na. I've always wanted to own a chicken. I feel like it would be really cool. Like if someone asks me in the guise of like making friends, like, hey, do you have any pets? And then I show them pictures of my chicken. Yung easy talaga eh, naka-monitor pa yung chat kung nakabili na yung kung nag-deliver. Yeah, and I remember you guys always ask me like, uy, naka-on ba yung fan mo? I was like, oh. We're getting pretty sentimental here. I'm new here. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm Miria. We're talking about... What are we talking about now? How much things have changed ever since. One of my own old favorites was the time capsule string. The desk to height correlation was... You guys are just being mean. Just because I need a footstool to keep my legs like proper angulation. You will regret that decision as a streamer if you're gonna raise chickens. Why? Why? No, I will not tinola the chicken. What? I think some people keep pigs as pets too. You can finally play Apex, right? Oh my god, I have enough mouse space. I highly have enough mouse space because of that. Because they're not reaching the ground, right? No, because my legs are long and they don't bend at 90-degree angle. Like it's always like heightened up. So I need to like get a footstool to balance it out. Someone called me a chihuahua in that stream. Chickens are noisy. I think they're cute, the way that they bob their heads and how their heads are like extremely anti-gravity, right? So like if you wiggle their bodies, their head stays put. It is so funny. What do you mean excuses and copium? It's true. It's true. You have to keep your knees at a 90-degree angle along with your hips and your ankles so that it's in an optimal position. Yeah, the gyroscopic necks, they're so funny. I want it's so cute. It's so cute. The head movement thing is the same for most bird species. I see, but the easiest access kind of bird is a chicken. You jump during New Year, case closed. Because jumping is fun. Jumping is fun. I don't have to correlate it to actually like wanting to grow taller, you know. Don't you sit with one leg on the armrest and the other on the table? That's only if I feel extremely lazy. But if I feel like I should sit properly and care for my back then I would do that. This is a funny tangent. This is a classic. I think with whatever talking thingy that I do, there's always going to be a tangent at some point that really doesn't relate to the original topic, but it happens. Duck is a popular pet. I've not seen people, although I've seen cute duck pictures, of course. Those are cute. Cats are the natural enemies of chickens, though. We used to keep chickens and sometimes we'd find them beheaded. What? Apparently street cats made a sport of catching their heads outside their cages. What the hell? No. Random question, do you have VR equipment? Unfortunately, I don't. I don't. Friend combo example at work. Ducks are cute to have as pets. Beware of geese. Ducks are great, especially in spring rolls. No! But yeah. Yeah, anyway, yeah, if you have strange pets, I guess that would be cute. The usual pets that people have when you ask them in a friendly manner, like, hey, do you have any pets? And they always answer like, oh, I have a cat, oh, I have a dog. But if you answer, I have a pet chicken. But I have a pet chicken, their eyes are gonna widen and they're gonna be like, huh? Don't you eat chickens? And I'm like, yeah, I eat chickens, but they don't understand. Oh, right, chickens are also carnivores, right? The stranger the pet, the better. Or maybe you can say you have turtles. Turtles are also like not as common in terms of pets, but it kind of gets you enough attention from other people. They ask you like, oh, so what's it like taking care of a turtle as a pet? Holding a duck in your hand sounds somewhat adorable because ducks are adorable. They're so cute, especially with the white fluffy feathers. Super cute. Super duper cute. I have turtle. Ooh, turtle. Imagine them going sa bongera ka din pala, Mia. Oh yeah. No, that's not what I meant when I say I have a chicken. It's just that okay. To be fair. Oh no, sabong. Meron ako blue tongue skink. That's like a reptile, right? That's a reptile. I think skinks are like lizards. The weirdest ones are people who take care of spiders, usually tarantulas. I'd say if you own like the more exotic kinds of pets, like giant, I wouldn't say giant, but like really big tarantulas, I think it's like it shows that you really care for them, because the attention that they need and the food that they need to have is like a lot harder to source than just buying cat food from the store or dog food from the store. Have you seen that video with turtle on a tech deck? No, I haven't. Miria's one was a hand-sized spider, not a tarantula? Yeah, I mean, yeah, the more exotic the pet you have, the more dedicated you are to its care, because of course they're expensive first and foremost, and you have to make sure that they have like all the right things, like an environment that actually lets them thrive, proper food and nutrition, and actual regular vet checkups for exotic vet doctors and stuff, because like it really depends on the specialty of the vet, I guess. Owls are pretty rare in the Philippines, but I've seen one in the wild ones. I've never seen an owl in the wild, or even in captivity. There's a YouTube channel that keeps ant nests as pets, and their whole channel is about taking care of the nests and all the different ant species and stuff. Oh, like you know how you can put like an ant colony in like a glass tank, something like that. I guess that's what I'm thinking of. Just microwave frozen mice you can buy from pet shops. Fed her refrigerated but alive flies and insects. Her name's Charlotte. Aw, cute! It's like Charlotte's Web. Yeah. Ants Canada. Oh, is that the one with the ant pet stuff? I guess that is. Pet termite colony. No need for enclosure. They're eating your walls. I remember a YouTube vid of someone making a pet out of the grocery crab. Having tigers or any big cat is like a major status symbol, but like, aren't they really dangerous regardless? See, kapag may alaga siyang ahas, siguradong di kanya aahasin. They have dedication. Have a lot of lizard pets. They're on the ceiling. Oh, but I've always wanted to see like the bigger lizards, the one that eat bugs, but then at the same, like the wormy bugs, the bugs with like a lot of legs, that's what you feed them, or like the kind of like epis like bugs that you feed, or like beetles, I don't know. But like I'm scared of getting a lizard as a pet because I have to feed it, and I have to feed it like live bugs, and that means like touching live bugs. An iguana, can you actually have like an iguana as a pet? Is it legal here? Yeah. Still haven't seen a toko. Oh, that's the cute one. Or I've never seen a toko, but I've heard them. I've heard them before. Toko. 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 I don't know. I think that's what they sound. I think that's what I hear. Live bugs are just extra pets. Bayawak are everywhere in the province. I think iguanas are okay. But I checked with the dealer to be sure. Mealworms, mom gave them as treats to hamsters before. Toko soundbite. But parang Pokemon, sariling pangalan yung tanong. Well, I guess that's why they're named that way. Oh, toko actually bite? I mean, I've never seen one. I've only ever heard them when I visited the province like a couple of times, and I hear them. Toko. Funny enough, nagagawa kayo sound ng toko. It's cute. Wait, are toko geckos? Is that their English name? Geckos? It's cute. I've still never seen one. It's just I hear them in my walls when I was still staying in the province. Toko bites and they stick to you. Oh my god, it's scary. Also refers to the sound. They are carnivores and they can bite off your fingers. No. Oh, well, I guess if you get bitten by a toko and you get like a scab and a scar out of it, people are gonna be like, hey, how'd you get that scar or something? Like, I got bit by a toko. I'm all for making weird conversation openers and weird conversation answers. It's me, a gecko. Weird conversation openers are like always really funny. Meron kaming toko sa loob ng bahay, hinayaan lang namin. I see, that's cute, that's cute. I survived a toko attack. Yeah. Get to stick to walls, maybe. I was once an adventurer like you until a toko bit off my finger. Are their jaws really that powerful? That's honestly scary. Oh. Alright. Wanna know how I got these scars? Alright. Isekai by Toko-kun. Yeah, okay, so I remember grabbing the tail of a lizard as a kid and it scared me until I learned that lizard tails, like the often fun fact that people reveal about lizards is that if their tail gets chopped off, they can still live. It's like an inherent function that they can break their tails off, especially if they're trying to escape, and they can grow new ones. Oh, I can attest that turtle jaws are really powerful because I got bit by a turtle once and it really hurt and it really bit deep into my skin. So like, even if they're small turtles, they still pack a punch with the bites and all that. And I can only say that because I owned like turtles before. I was trying to feed it some food and then I was hand feeding it, right? I was hand feeding it. It was like it was my pet turtle. It was my pet turtle. I was hand feeding it some veggies. And then like it bit and it got the food, of course. It got the lettuce leaf, but then it just like bit deeper in the skin. I was like, ah shit, ow, that hurts. Did you buy the turtle for revenge? No, I love my turtles. They're cute. How large is that? It's around like maybe the size of an adult hand, maybe. It's a box turtle. It's a box turtle. Have you seen a snapping turtle? Oh, I would not like to get bit by that. That's not something I would want to get bit by. We had a class turtle in middle school. It was a cause of multiple visits at the school nurse. Aw. That's cute though. I've never had strange soups like turtle soup though, so and I wouldn't want to. I don't think I have a very adventurous tongue. I just stick to safe meals and standard fare cuisine. I want to scratch a turtle shell. I think their shells like being scratched. Oh, I'm not sure about that. The turtles I used to own were like they really just like swimming a lot. They really loved swimming. I gave them like a mini enclosure kind of thing, cause like a really small mini pond in their garden enclosure, so that they can take a dip whenever it's a bit too hot. Yeah. What's the thingy looking above your left eye? What do you mean? What is on my left eye? Huh? Have you experienced frog dissection in school? Yeah, I have, and I think I managed to like make lasting friends through that experience, because it was a very painful experience of that. You know how you have to dissect frogs and you have to make sure that you pit their bones in their skull so that they can have a painless death. That was hard. I think they're talking about your horn accessory. Oh, it's embedded into my skull. Kahit libre na iba pa din, hindi adventurous sa pagkain, no. No, I stick to the stave. He must have been shook to see your singular eyebrow peeking. Hey, I have another one. It's there. I just can't show you guys because I can't move my bangs. Yeah. Anyway, I believe you've dissected more than frogs. Yeah, I've also dissected cats for science, for class, comparative anatomy and stuff like that, and you know, humans, like actual cadavers, right? So that was a thing as well. Yeah, dissecting cats was part of comparative anatomy classes. The smell never leaves you. Yeah, it honestly was really sad. I had to move out of home because you know how I have like cat pets. I have cats for pets, right? And we had to bring the cat cadaver. Was the cat alive? No. The thing is, for comparative anatomy classes back then when I was in college, for class, right? We had to take care of a cat cadaver for more than half of the entire semester. And we dissected it for each body or like body system for every week. Yeah, you brought it home and show it to. No, I moved out of my place. I moved out of home. I told my mom that, Mom, I can't bring a dead cat home. The cats are gonna hate me. I need to dorm. And then she let me dorm. Yeah. But yeah, we have to carry it around. I'm pretty sure pre-med students would get it if you guys had comparative anatomy with cats. Why cat? Because cats are a more advanced form of mammals that help us understand advanced anatomy a little bit better. So that was a thing. That was a thing that we had. Med schools are kind of wild. Well, wait till you hear that I dissected humans as well as part of like human anatomy classes, right? Yeah, so it really is a thing. It really is a thing. The human dissections for anatomy class were a lot more different because those are bodies that have been donated for science, right? Those are bodies that agreed to have their bodies like used up for science and research. Someone donated a body. Most of the time it comes from, I do think that human cadavers usually come from people who sign a waiver for it. Like they would ask you if you would want to contribute for it to be used in studying in science and stuff like that. Would med schools accept my body if I die? I think you would have to announce that. I think you would have to like disclose it completely, right? But I think can an organ donor donate their body to science? Yeah, exactly. It's really something that you sign off as a will when you die, or at least you get into contact with like a hospital or a teaching school about it. But nowadays though, I don't think a lot of people do human cadaver dissection anymore. At least in my experience. Like, pagka-graduate ko ng college, like the newer batches of students, I've heard never really like, they don't do cadaver dissection anymore. They don't dissect humans for anatomy lab anymore. I think they kind of changed the curriculum. Yeah, it's mostly virtual reality at this point. VR or any sort of 3D models, that's the only thing that they have. You have to sign an agreement after you die, you will donate your body to a school. Needs a lawyer for that. Yeah, it's a stringent process. It's not just willy-nilly like, hey, if I die, please bring me to the nearest hospital and dedicate me to science. Yeah. Imagine getting boso as your cadaver. Shems, ang pogi naman itong cadaver natin. Parang nakahina. What? Pogi? Well, to be fair, the cadavers that I already dissected at around that time were already semi-skinned at some point, so it was really like revealing the muscles already. So it wasn't really, I didn't get to see the skin of the cadaver anymore. VR would be better, I think, because of course it doesn't involve exposure to dangerous chemical smells, because you really smell the formaldehyde there. Like back then I would pass by the medical building and I'd always smell like the smell of formalin and formaldehyde, because they're trying to preserve the bodies, right? They don't want it to rot. The disdain in the what before the the real thing is still best because there's a challenge to identify and find a certain... Exactly, yeah. Oh my god, alam mo ba, may mga veins and mga nerves na sobrang hinap hanapin, especially the ones in the legs, because they're always covered by so many things. But even the brachial plexus, I couldn't even identify the nerves there when we decided to dissect that part. It was really difficult because what you see in 3D and VR are mostly like representations of what the usual placements for these organs and body parts are. But after a while, right, you will realize that people are not always the same. Their body compositions are always different. Their stuff is always in the weirdest places sometimes. It really depends. So being able to experience it on an actual human body is different. We got surgeons and that checks out. Scary part is doing rounds on the area around 9 to 10 p.m. before going home. Oh my god. Yeah, passing by the anatomy lab was always really scary back then. Brachial plexus was and still is my death. Relatable though, it's okay. The thigh is very meaty, that's why it's very hard to find. Kaya pala ang daming laging horror stories ng mga med students. Yeah, exactly. Cause like, you literally stay in a room where there are dead bodies and you are under the guise of learning this for your own sake, for your future career. But you know, these were once people. These were once people. There was this one time, because sometimes some of the one of my upperclassmen once told me that the people that we were dissecting for anatomy class were actually like patients in the hospital that were never claimed by their families. Sometimes it's not just always like dissecting people who wanted to donate their body to science. But yeah, that was the story that they told me, that some of the bodies that we were studying were like people who just weren't claimed in the hospital. So yeah. Miria, because it's October, do you believe in ghost stories? Oh, we should totally do like horror stuff, like really scary read-alongs and stuff, and games. But I will chicken out at some point. Have I played Mortuary Assistant? No, I haven't. I did watch people play it though. They were once living, breathing, thinking people, and wouldn't hurt despair. I thought, oh, well, yeah, the first time I saw a corpse and we had to like dissect it for school, for class, it was really difficult because like there was really like a part there where we had to get like psychologically buffered up at some point. Like the profs would always tell us, nah, remember that you're doing this so that you can be better clinicians in the future, better health professionals in the future. So know that you have to do your best when you're studying these people and stuff like that. Gabi ng lagi, Miria. Pwede pala ma-forfeit for science yung bodies pag walang kumuha. That's just the hearsay that I hear from the upperclassmen. I can't really confirm that. In some med schools, cadavers are revered as anatomy teachers. Most med school students are respectful of cadavers. Yeah. It's a lot to take in, honestly. And I'd like to think that it's like a challenge as well, because you always end up empathizing that, yeah, these people were once alive, they had stories to tell, and now they're here. They're being used to further your knowledge about the human body so that you can help other people as well. So that's how they usually bolster your mental when you first enter an anatomy room, an anatomy lab back then. Do some med students quit early? They just power through? Well, to be fair, medicine is already a challenge in itself. Like, you really have to put yourself through a lot of rigorous experiences to actually survive through it. I wouldn't say that med school is something that you go into willy-nilly. You really have to want it, right? Because you have an inner passion that you want to fulfill. You want to really be of service to other people and help them get better, prevent them from getting even sicker, or prevent them from dying. So medicine is not for everyone. It's not something you decide on like just randomly be, I want to be a doctor at some point. You have to really want it, because the struggles to become a doctor is extremely real. It's extremely difficult, and you really have to go through a lot of things, a lot of difficult times. Like, studying for medicine is insane. You really miss out on a lot of things, right? Sometimes people would dedicate their time more for studying than actually spending time with their families, and it's really a time balance kind. It really needs that you're dedicated. Yeah, but that yun. Oh, the anatomy lab is the easy part, to be honest. Yeah, it's everything else that comes after. Once you have the foundations, though, it kind of starts to make sense at some point. You need years of studying to think about getting the license for it. Yeah, some people get really tired after like the bachelor's degree part, right? Once you finish your bachelor's degree, that's at some point you think, am I still ready for post-grad? Am I still ready for studying again, just for another license? Because there are some people that go into a college course thinking that this is going to be their pre-med, and that's what they gun for, because they already have a goal in mind and that's what they want to end up as. But some people usually think about medicine as a different choice that they make after their pre-med, especially if their pre-med is more of like medical profession in its own right. Like, I think there are some people that go med tech or nursing and then they go to med school afterwards. Yeah, it really varies from person to person. I guess if you're going to become a doctor or a nurse, you should be mentally and physically prepared. To an extent, yeah. It takes a lot of willpower to go for a service profession, I think. It takes a lot of dedication to want to help people wholeheartedly, because you know that you can make them feel better. Yeah. But yeah, career things are always different for other people. And then your writing becomes really, really chicken scratch because you're trying to write so many things at once. Did they make you watch an embalming video? That's scary. Most of the pre-med students that gave up while studying are the ones who took it because I didn't have a plan for college. Yeah, I guess it really matters if this is something you want to do in the long run. So, if you're still in high school, think about what you want to do in college. Don't be like me, who picked a random thing. But I learned to love it afterwards, though. I really learned to love the job afterwards. Lore. Working in medicine can be literally life or death, especially emergency medicine. Yeah, because it's not just your life on the line, it's like someone else's life. Stenography will come in handy. Too bad they don't teach it anymore. I once wanted to pursue medicine a lot, but then I went to college for my pre-med. Seeing myself suffer through 5 years of it convinced me enough not to pursue med. Ooh, a 5-year course. Are there still 5-year courses for medicine at this point? I think a lot of people have streamlined their curriculums at this point already. I know of some doctors from other countries that came over, but as they didn't have it based in English, they had to reapply for a license, which many didn't. A lot of license-based health professions here in the Philippines often have to retake a licensure exam abroad as well because of the differences in teaching and stuff. Yeah. I used to be a course server. Sorry. I used to be a course server. What? Until I finally got my stuff together. It just came to me that along with the stream, the medical field has to be friendly in a sense. You have to learn how to empathize, but also know your boundaries. Because if you keep empathizing with people and you keep feeling sad about yourself, getting your emotions trampled on by a lot of other things, it's gonna be a really difficult life ahead for you. Hydration time. Water with me. I met my pre-med. It was essentially a 4-year program plus 1 extra year with special subjects. Oh, I see. Besides medicine, what is your other course that you're interested in? Honestly, I would have picked something in... I would have picked mass comm or something. I would have picked mass comm, not gonna lie, but I don't think I had the I won't think I had the I don't think I had the willpower to do something like that, because most of the time that would involve like me being like talking a lot. I think I always have these misconceptions about those courses, right? But I generally thought that mass communication as a degree is like, I think it's different from journalism though. But yeah, it was something I was interested in, but I don't really see myself doing it anymore. When the stress and pressure make you go emotionally numb in the field, I don't know. I was still able to retain my feelings, and that makes it like either better or worse. Better because at least you can still understand your patient. Worse because sometimes you know that you've already done your best for your patients, but they're really not going to improve anymore, and sometimes it's just palliative care left. So it's really sad. Same boat, passed for PMA and MAAP, but failed during the medical for being colorblind and red to green, so I ended up being a chef. That's a really... Oh, I see. VTubing is kind of like mass comm, but I don't have the theories and the foundations. You gotta talk a lot to a lot of people. I guess it does have a lot of things to do with communication, but I feel like there are more nuances to it that I will not understand because I'm not a mass comm student. How do you balance VTubing with studying? Studying in general, I just have a really strict timetable for myself, basically. And I have friends who keep me in track. Keep me on track, I mean. They keep me on track. Like, hey, have you studied already? I'm like, no, I just want to play games. They're like, no, you have to study. I'm like, oh, fine. There has to be a line between empathy and get it done. That's the difficult part. And that's something that you learn to balance when you're on the field a lot more. A lot of my patients, I had like a lot of frustrations because sometimes I really want them to understand that they really have to also help themselves. But at the same time, I understand that it's really difficult for them to do something like that because they're going through a lot of things. They're sick in the first place. They have a family that maybe doesn't fully understand what their condition is. They don't get enough support as much as they're expected to have. So it really is difficult on the patient side of things. So you really have to understand them. You really have to be a very, very understanding person. Always had to check my schedule before streaming. Evening car to college, pretty hectic. Yeah, it's really based on time management. I'd like to say that, you know, having a strict schedule for yourself is gonna work wonders in the long run, especially if you turn it into a habit. Anyway, I feel like we've diverged or diverted from the original topic at hand. The original topic at hand, which is like making friends. I can't speak Indonesian, unfortunately. But yeah, what not to do to make friends is something I still also wanted to talk about. It was quite the tangent, definitely. I honestly don't even know how we got to that part, but oh well, it was fun. It was fun to talk about. Anyway, it was nice though. Thank you. All right, so we're in the topic of making friends now. I kind of want to touch upon what not to do. Alright, what not to do if you're trying to make friends. I guess the first thing is to not be weird. Don't be so pushy or something. I personally feel like, because sometimes I'm a victim of not being able to read the room, right? But also like, someone who experienced a person not being able to read the room, right? Like, I don't like it when people are always like so pushy. So pushy. When it comes to like trying to get your attention, or like I'm already weird. Don't worry, no, I meant that as a joke because I am weird. But what I would say is that what not to do is to not be pushy in a way that makes it seem like you're invading their personal space, in a way that makes them feel like they have to move away from you, kind of, because you're taking up too much space, kind of like that. That's what I meant by like not being weird. I guess it was a catch-all. Yeah, exactly. You have to respect boundaries, and not make yourself too pushy to people, because I feel like that can definitely make or break a conversational experience. Yeah. Yeah, it's really difficult though, because these things are dependent on the person in question. Like, these things are dependent if you're a person that actually likes having the attention, or if you're the kind of person that would prefer like a quieter life. But in general, I think if you're a decent human being, you're fine. But the weird that I'm talking about is like you're not reading the room and you can't really sense that the person is already uncomfortable, but you still keep pushing your presence onto them. Something like that. Yeah, pushing people's boundaries, that is probably the weird, is the not that's the not good one. To add on to that, please don't talk over people or hug the whole conversation. Oh, yeah, I've experienced something like that. Like, no, it's not being clingy. It's more of like, talagang pinipilit mo yung sarili mo. Huwag mo ipilit yung sarili mo, and like, makiramdam ka. If ayaw nyo sa'yo, edi parang back off a bit. Because it's gonna be awkward in the long run. Anyway, I've experienced something like, I try to talk to someone, and I don't know if they're just unaware. I don't know if they're just unaware, but they really like talking. Maybe they're just really talkative as a person, but they never really gave me an opening to actually respond to them. Like, they would just continue talking, and I found it really hard to butt in or interject, and I felt like I was being talked over like for the rest of the conversation. And I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, are you done speaking? Can I say something? And I didn't really want to break the mood, because it seems like they're really into what they're saying, but it's just hard. It's like I would like to contribute a piece of my brain to the conversation, but it's really hard to navigate, because like you wouldn't know how to like interject properly, right? I always do the food test whenever I want to talk to people. Gutom ka ba? And if they say no, that obviously means they want to be left alone. I would always say I'm good for food. Di ako sa pagkain. Some people just love to hear the sound of your own voice. Never try to one-up a person's story. Ayun, yeah. I know how that feels, especially as an introvert. It really makes you feel really small. It makes you feel really little. Like, hey, I want to say something too. It's called a dialogue, not a monologue, but some people don't get that. Exactly. It's difficult, I guess. And because as a person, I am non-confrontational as a person. I don't like getting into conflict. I don't really like having to confront someone if I don't have to. Of course, I would speak my mind if it's really necessary, or if there's something that needs to be addressed. But in general, I don't like making people feel bad. I don't like it if I end up making someone feel bad just because I spoke my mind. It happens sometimes though, but I try to apologize as much as possible, especially if my head has cleared. But yeah. Depending on the person, it may not be a good idea to interject sometimes. If they're older people, of course, yeah. But like in the context of like trying to make friends, or if you're meeting someone new for the first time and you're talking to them for the first time and they just manage to like talk over you, that's the kind of like rude that doesn't read the room and just literally just keeps talking, doesn't let you have an opportunity to speak. Yeah. As an introvert, I just let them speak and nod. True though. Like, yeah, I agree. And then you say yes or any sort of affirmation to keep the conversation going. I'm freshly in college right now. My classmates seem nice, but I can't help but feel nervous and wearing around. It's okay. I guess it's because you're still new to that environment. You get used to it, and hopefully you find like people who can be your friend, people who can be supportive about your endeavors, and eventually I think you'll ease into meeting your classmates halfway, or like you'll actually be better friends with them or interact with them a little bit better without having to worry about it. So it's okay. You're still a freshman, so you'll get the hang of it, I hope. Good luck with that. I usually stay quiet but answer when talked to because of the same reason when it comes to drama and debate. Sometimes though, when people are just so passionate in a very technical niche topic, they would just gush out of excitement. Yeah, I understand that. But if there are key differences between talking about something so excitedly and just talking and talking without letting the other person speak. So yeah. If someone really wants to tell you something, it's really bad to just cut them off and stop talking about your respective experience. I guess it really depends on the context, right? If the context is someone is sharing something very important about their life, I don't mind letting them talk over me, or like letting them talk the whole time. But if it's something that both of us should be able to talk about, but it's like you're hogging the conversation itself, like you're not giving me a chance to share my thoughts, then it feels kind of hard to interject into that. As someone who is or was socially awkward, I keep finding myself on both sides of the problem. It's okay. Self-awareness goes a long way. At least you know, and then the next step is to do something about it. For some reason, ever since my parents started binging Korean novellas, they started to become less traditional. I'm not much of a conversation starter, but I can carry a conversation if it starts getting good. Me, I can't do that. I'm a bad conversation continuer. Like people will open a discussion with me and like, uy, something, and then I'll respond like, blah 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 blah, and then tapos na. Miria, what's your MBTI? I remember taking personality tests on stream. Do you guys remember? I think I was INFP. Yeah. Is Gary your friend or colleague? That he's my boss. Communication is a two-way street. Exactly. Like you can't not like let another person just shut up while you gush about something. Or let's not use gush about something. That's more like something about excitement. You can't just talk about one thing and not expect the other to contribute. Knowing is a good first step. Being able to admit to your friends is a good second step, and hopefully those friends can help you out with that. Same, honestly, the hardest part for me is how to start a combo. Mine is starting a combo, maintaining a combo, never ending a convo. Like, I know how to end a convo. Like, okay. That's it. In the long run, you will eventually have a friend where you don't need to say a word and you're still chill. A fellow INFP. Yeah, I was an INFP. I don't know if it changes, but I don't think it will. I don't think it will ever. I think my answers, as always, are very consistent. Interject if you can relate and contribute towards the flow of the convo. In my first day as a freshman, I found that a good convo starter is always about your class. It's like, hey, ang hirap ng math class natin. It's like, di ko magets yung tinuturo ng teacher. And either they can relate, right? If they can relate, like, oh, bam, you made a new friend. Or if they don't relate, but at the same time they help you. I was like, oh, I can help you with your math classes. If you don't understand the formula, I can totally help you out. We could study in the library. Yee! Rom-com situation! Joke lang. No, that's an unlikely possibility. Why would anyone help you with math? Dami pala ka INFP. Oh, hello mga kapwa INFP. I'm truly an introvert. May I play Phasmophobia with Virgil and ELAINE for Halloween? Yeah, you know what, we should, because I think there's a new update and there are new maps there. It does change. I know a few friends or family who've ended up changing MBTI types. Ooh, I feel like I'm still INFP though. I feel like that's still me. Naging shoujo manga. That's some INFP in-head situation. That's true though. That's true. But for you, Miria, will you help them? No, I will not help you with math problems. I am the problem itself. I can't solve math. Ako yung kailangan yung tulungan. But yeah, bonding over studying is a good way to make friends though. Bonding over studying in classes is actually like a good way to study. Yee, bro, I used to be a math tutor in high school, but nothing like that ever happened. I mean, like what? You wouldn't force a romantic situation like that to happen, right? I love the ones that just give you an answer instead of teaching you. What? Study together for math, tapos lagi kayo magkasama kasi wala kayong naiintindihan. Kaya ako nag-science course kasi bagsak ako sa math. Oh my god, dude, I went into a science course and then ang dami pa ring math. Why? INFPs are vivid daydreamers. That's true. I daydream a whole lot at a time and then I realize that, that's not my reality. Biglang naghawakan ng kamay habang nag-solve ng problems. Now that is one way to, I don't know, make friends. You are being studying together but no studying gets done. Shift all you want, there's always math. At least some courses have like a minimal math. It's not gonna completely disappear from your curriculum, but it's gonna be less compared to like the science heavy courses. Math is everywhere. I personally appreciated math because it helped me learn logic and how to be a little bit more logical as a person. It's just that I'm really bad at thinking. What's an INFT? You mean INFP? That's like a personality type. Yeah. Meanwhile kami magtotropa dati nung college, pero di tayo pwedeng magtabi sa math. Parehas tayo tanga. Yeah, easier level in my other courses and I appreciate. Like, you would still have math. You would still have math. But if you're not expected to do calculus or whatever, then it's not gonna be in your curriculum. Or if it really depends, I guess. I'm really bad at math. I'm really bad at math. Honestly, I had to rely on like what was the I think I used to like watch a lot of Khan Academy. Khan Academy or Khan Academy? Just so that I can study math a little bit better and like organic chemistry as well and stuff like that. Chem math is harder than calculus for me during senior high school. Yeah, Khan Academy. Is it Khan or Khan? Khan Academy. Yeah, I used to take like algebra. I used to watch a lot of algebra videos there. I used to watch like a lot of organic chemistry on it. It really helped though because like organic chemistry was hell for me. Oh my god. Khan Academy was my favorite, along with the Indian dudes, super easy to understand. Yeah, they're so helpful. I really love it. I passed my algebra and my org chem because of those YouTube channels. The Indian teachers on YouTube will always be your savior. The people who are asking INFP and INTJ are personality archetype. Yeah, that's what they are. Bro, sino ba tong Avogadro na to? Bakit may number na siya sa calculator? I never had calculus. So solving integrals, that's where you solve integrals, right? I have no idea how calculus works. It was not in my career. It was not something that was taught to us. Maybe just like basic shit back in high school, but like it wasn't part of the things that I studied. So I can't. I have no idea how that works. I do like science though. I really appreciate sciences like biology, chemistry, physics. They were fun, but the prerequisite of math to understand like complicated concepts was really difficult. Was really difficult. Math is like something that is foundational at some point, even if you don't really use it in real life a lot, especially the more advanced maths. It's something that helps your brain kind of build its logic processes a little bit better. So I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the existence of math. Yeah, I would if I didn't have to pass a grade for math, and if I just had to learn it for the fun of it, I would. But that means I would require myself to be very patient. I have to be very patient with it, and I wouldn't force myself to study it. Yeah. Even if the math itself is something you don't use, it's a good way to sharpen the brain. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That exactly. Because like even if you're not really like bringing out all of those difficult equations, like calculating the slope of a line, it does help build the way that your brain processes logic in IRL situations. Applied math is fun, but pure math and theoretical math is hell. Physics was easy at the start, but then the reflection rate and refraction plus fluid dynamics. Oh my god, fluid dynamics. That was a pain. I'm currently in a programming course. Well, you just really have to I think the best way to deal with subjects that are not your forte is to really be patient with yourself and forgive yourself for making mistakes, but always try to strive to learn something new every day about that subject, like maybe how to solve a specific problem, how to figure things out with a certain formula. If it's like something that requires you to master a certain thing, like you really just have to practice. You know, our next topic for the next Talk with Miria or Coffee, Tea, and Miria is probably going to be about study habits. It's probably going to be about study habits. It's funny how teachers back then said hindi ka naman magdadala ng calculator sa pupuntahan mo, and here's me looking at my smartphone. Yeah, smartphones are everywhere now. Where are we going with this again? I don't know. Why are we talking about college again? Why are we talking about math? Yeah, I guess the next Talk with Miria thingy is gonna probably branch onto study habits, or like maybe I'll share my study habits, right? They're not really good. Study or work habits for working class. I'll think of my study habits back when I was still in high school, when I was still in college, and now that I'm working and studying for masters. I am pretty sure a lot of things have changed. Notes to reveal. Oh my god. I'll make a sample notes kind of thing. Maybe it'll help. Yeah. I feel like a lot of things have changed with how I do things at this point. Like back then, like, whoa, you all have study habits? Yeah, I have a habit. It's not study. Miria said the next topic will be study habits, so I went back to school. My study habits aren't good, pero nagre-review trabaho plus VTubing. Oh, it's a lot more complicated, I guess. It sounds a lot more complicated. I would admit to that. Miria self-improvement advice streams. I guess this particular stream wasn't purely self improvement, I guess, but it does touch upon the topic a little bit. Sana may VTuber course. Oh, you just need to look at Bosu's like guideline thingy that he posted online about how to be a... It wasn't really about how to be a VTuber, but how to like no, was it? I forgot the title of the... But it's the guidelines to VTubing. The one that Bosu made. Bosugira made and posted online. Maybe you guys can check that out for VTubing. Miria teaches you to study effectively. Okay, here's the thing, right? I can't teach someone to study effectively because what works for me might not work for everyone. Like your millage. How do you pronounce that? Your millage. That your YMMV. Yeah. It will vary, right? What might be effective for me might be different for other people, but I guess at this point I just kind of wanted to share. It kind of provides insight to how Cometa operates. Oh, Cometa VTubers operate. Not 100% for indies, but some stuff is useful. Yeah, it's like a VTubing guide, I guess. Mileage, thank you. Yeah. You got mileage right the first time. Oh, okay, thanks. Millage. I used to pronounce a lot of words wrong back then because I was mostly a reader and not a watcher. So like I'd see a lot of new words in books and like, I don't know how to pronounce this, but I guess since I'm not really reading it out loud, it's fine. But then I ended up using a word that I read from a book and it was so wrong in terms of pronunciation. It was like, wow, so bad. Marriage. Mileage. But yeah. I think we talked about it. Can you pronounce negligible? There are pineapples on pizza. Oh, one way to make friends. If your criteria is their taste in food, like, hey, do you like pineapples on pizza? Maybe that will help you understand if they're meant to be your friend or not. Personally, I like pineapples on pizza. I really like Hawaiian. It's a guilty pleasure now that I hear people really hate the thing, right? People hate pineapple on pizza. So like I kept it a secret for like the longest time. I didn't want to talk to people about like how I like Hawaiian pizza. Because people would go like, we're not friends anymore if you like fruits on your pizza. And I'm like, what? Can you just let me eat in peace? I eat pineapple on pizza kasi sayang. I tried the Aloha burger. That one has a pineapple ring. So like, yeah. Yeah, Hawaiian pizza is really not that bad, you know, but it really starts a really heavy discussion about it. So it's a good conversation starter, definitely. I'm worse. I don't believe tomatoes will belong on pizza. What? Fruit salad pizza. Aloha burger is surprisingly good. It really is. It really is. Have you tried spinach on pizza? Angel's Pizza actually has like a spinach cream cheese pizza, and I think it's really good. Ito na fruit salad pizza ni Virgil. Funny how INFPs here also like pineapple on pizza. Yeah, Angel's Pizza with the spinach and cream cheese thing is really, really good. Even the Chicago white deep dish of Sabar also has pineapple. It does? I never noticed when I had it. I've never noticed. Also, I don't enjoy raisins. What? I'm so hurt. I think raisins are cool. Not in ulam, but as a snack, I think they're good. I remember the fruit salad topic with Virgil and ELAINE, and then I was like, huh? Nobody likes raisins. No one's gonna like me. I would eat raisins on its own. If it's chocolate coated raisins, those are nice. Okay, those are nice. They're nice when they're on their own, but if you like if you add it to a lot of ulams, it's really weird. It gets weird. I guess it adds like a strange, sweet, tangy flavor to it, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. See, food. Talking about food gets you friends. Talking about food gets you friends. If you talk about your favorite food, you can actually find a common ground with someone, and you can be friends. Yes, the end takeaway that you can get from the stream is that you can make friends when you talk about food at some point. And then you can segue to a place that you can, yeah, definitely. Oh, you like what's a strange food? Matcha green tea. Let's go to Tsujiri or something. Food is always the answer. Yeah. That is the key takeaway that I would like to end this Talk with Miria segment out. Uy, kain tayo, or gutom ka ba? Or like, hey, let's go out and eat. Yeah, food for thought. Oh, cute. Alright, okay. It seems like people have voted for coffee, tea, and Miria. Or, I don't know. But I guess that means we'll go with that for the future title. Or I'll change the title right now. Coffee, tea, and Miria. Did you guys even have coffee while talking to me? I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright. Coffee, tea, or Miria. No, I'll make it and Miria. Coffee, tea, and me. Oh, some people had coffee. Oh my god. Yeah! Okay, I'm happy now. Okay, so this title matches. I drank iced coffee. Some people had tea and water all the way. And just have a drink with me. That's all I ask. When we have like these streams, I'd like to like I'm having a yogurt drink right now. I had soup. Soup is still a liquid, I guess. Next time magtitimpla na ako. No caffeine in the evening. It's okay. Yes, it's cool. Yeah. Why coffee? Is it nighttime in Southeast Asia right now? It is. But some people still have coffee in the evening. Oh yeah, just have a drink. Any kind of drink that you feel like having when we have like these kinds of streams. I would appreciate it a lot. And I'm really happy. I'm honestly really happy that a lot of people came by to talk to me today about... I'm starting to like this. Because I think back then, my just chatting streams are usually talking about anything under the sun, but actually having like a topic that brings all of us together, that gets us to talk about one specific thing, is actually really helpful, and I appreciate it. So I hope you can join me again in the next segment or in the next episode of Coffee, Tea, and Miria. This really makes me happy though. It was pretty chill and fun. I appreciate it. Thank you. You really do have a talent with talking. Not IRL. I'm a really shy person. A topic that branches out into different tangents. Yeah, I don't think I ever not go into a tangent. It's also like it's also not gonna be a usual Miria stream if I don't talk about food at some point. I enjoyed tonight's stream. Good new content unlocked. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. BB Aisha, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. Thanks for the Zatsudan Miria. You made me productive ever. Oh, congrats! I'm glad to hear that. I also really like seeing when people say that, oh, I'm just having it in the background, I'm actually working, but I'm listening to you. Like that makes my heart feel really warm as well. It's also been very fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know about you, but my key takeaway for the stream is that, yeah, talk about food. But maybe you learned something else in the process of making friends. So I'd love to hear about your thoughts in the comments. What do other people say as well? Like this video. Click subscribe and the bell icon. But yeah, honestly, feel free to indulge me and comment. Please do comment. I would love to hear your thoughts about making friends. If you watch the VOD for this video, for the stream, then I'd still love to hear from you. Yeah. Renji, thank you so much for the super chat. Really nice podcast. Many topics to still explore. But yeah, the next time I do this is probably gonna be talking about studying. I learned that I could donate my body to science. Oh no. Alright. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening ahead. Please do stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and I also have like a members only stream tomorrow. Let's finally finish Arcane. Okay, I'll buy popcorn tomorrow on my way home from work. Alright, Otsu Miria, thank you so much for joining me today. You guys are amazing. I'll see you next time.